Welcome, Man of Steel fan gives hope. The Facebook page on YouTube. So, any of you that are new, please check out the Facebook page of the same title, Man of Steel fan gives hope. But you can either contact the staff, contact myself, or just try and contact me on your comments below. And I just want to talk about comics. Now, as I said in videos before, I'll probably end up talking about stuff I've already done before. I've got to stop saying as I've said before, because it's just something I love talking about. And as I say on these videos, it's more or less like blogs. It's just me talking away, thoughts and feelings and stuff like that. So there's nothing, again, scripted, or some might not even have a purpose. It's just me getting my thoughts and feelings out in a public way. So, as my thought is comics. Now, growing up in the UK, there wasn't any big comic shops, and when you did get them, they'll be everywhere. One day you would go into a newsagent shop, like the one just there, and they would sell just the odd comic, in different formats, different ways, and a summer special in the winter time, and they would sell a Marvel comic one day, a DC the other, or a Dark Horse thing, or whatever. It was just very hard to write a story, and I don't think the newsagents really cared about it. Now, there might have been a way where you could ask the newsagent shop to order them, but even that, you're not guaranteed. And the only other place maybe you get a comic was in a market someplace, and another collector had them in their wrappers. Then the internet came open. Yep, it's a wee bit easier and stuff to get the hold of the comics. And Forbidden Planet, they used to have Geek Shop. They used to have on the front of the shop, there was the up-to-date comics of just now, and in the back there would be all the sealed, expensive old comics. So then you would have to track down the numbers that are in the corner and try and find out. But even saying that, most of the comics, it wasn't like, you had Detective Comics, then you had Batman comics, then you had the Dark Knight comics, and sometimes the storyline would follow in between these different sort of segments of the comic. Marvel had the same, you had the Amazing Spider-Man, the Spectacular Spider-Man, and so on and so forth. And now, I haven't bought a comic for ages. I sometimes buy one for the wee ones and stuff like that, and they're pretty dear for me, for what you're getting. And that's what this is about what do you think. Maybe I'll try and do a wee poll for this. Are comics too expensive in what you get? Because when you open a comic, and there may be a paragraph or two of what's happened before, and then you turn 2 pages, and then there's a big advert. You have to turn that page, you read 1 or 2 more, then there's another advert, another 1 or 2, so forth. And as I say, it's been a while, so I don't know. I don't feel like you get many pages of story in that comic, and for the price that you're paying for a comic, and then you got the storage, and you get the wee bag to put the comic in. So you buy that, and then you get the box, whatnot, so you can put your collection in the box. Right now I've got the problem with the graphic novels. I've got loads of graphic novels. I've got double of some of them, because I'm collecting that Ego Moss, and sometimes I had to buy it again because of the state one got in. And it's sometimes, you do read some of the good ones over and over again. I know I've read a couple of books over and over again. And one, as I said, one person wrote in and says, gone are the days where you wouldn't actually keep the comic, you would buy a comic and then you would give them to a friend, and then that friend would have turned and gave it to another friend and so forth, and that's how it was done. You wouldn't sort of have a collection, but now people are buying comics, putting them in a bag, keeping them and storing them, never to be read again for a long time. So I don't actually know if that's a good thing, because when you go to a library and you get a book, you return it and then somebody else reads it, or if you buy a book and you finish with it, just a normal sort of book, when you finish with it, you hardly hold on to it. You would just either give it to a charity shop or you give it to a friend to keep it and say, I don't need it back, I don't need to read it because it could be a thick book like The Lord of the Rings. Okay, I might know, I know one person that's maybe read that book more than once, i.e. my dad, because he had to read it to me and stuff. But it's quite a thick book and it's a lot to take in. So then we come on to the graphic novels. The graphic novels allows you to hold on to to get the complete story. It gives you everything, and it actually tells you in the back cover it's collecting issues from here and it's collecting issues from there. And granted, it might miss a comic that you're after, just one comic. I remember reading Infinite Crisis and the graphic novel, and it missed the chapter where the two Supermen are fighting. But again, reading it in the completed edition, it was fine. It was like I didn't even know this story existed until I saw the poster for it. But I got the complete story. I didn't need, and that's the best things about graphic novels, is the writers or whoever puts them all together, make sure that you've got the complete story. It's like the director that edits, or the editor of any movie, they edit it so you get the story. But when you're collecting comics, yes, you're up to date, but you're up to date in the most expensive way ever. Granted, with comics, you're not waiting that long to get the complete story. You're waiting, and you're following it in comic and everything else, and you're reading it as you go along. And then so once you've read a comic, which will only take less than 10 minutes to read, so that's you finished until the next chapter comes out in the comic store. Now, it'd be cool if you lived beside a comic shop on your way, but if you're living in the suburbs outside the city and there's no comic shops, and you would have to then travel to the city centre and hope that the comic's in the shop, the one that you're after. You've seen things in it like that comedy series, what do you call it, with Sheldon, what's the name, The Big Bang Theory. So you got them going into the comic shop, and that's an ideal comic shop. I think it's got a wee tea place, and they've got to read the comics. But again, I fell out of love with comics, and drifted more to graphic novels. And when you go into a bookshop, you can buy a book, flick through it, just to see if you're going to like it, read the back cover, see if you're going to enjoy that story, and then you can choose if you want that one, if you want to see a Superman one, or a Batman one, or Captain Marvel Shazam one. I'm still calling him Captain Marvel, even though Marvel took the name away from him. So it's your choice. But you get the whole complete package. And yeah, graphic novels for me are sometimes expensive, especially the hardcovers. For something that's only going to take you maybe half an hour or an hour to read. Like Superman Doomed. I looked at that and that was like £30. I'm not sure what £30 is in dollars, but it's equivalent to buying a PlayStation 4 game. You know, it's about that thick. So this is, and you know, you could spend £40 and not like the story, so hence you've got to look into it. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about DC, in comics in general, about the price of them, worth of money, or do you prefer graphic novels, or do you think the price should come down? Do you think there should be less adverts in them, and stuff? I mean, we know we get free comic book day or something like that to introduces us, but again, but my best buy for a long time has been the Omnibus Rebirth. It's prompted me now to go out and buy the graphic novel of so many DC characters that that come a comic I might never have bought, because it's in wee segments, and I had to then look for the next chapter. I went, no. Then you've got the comic online, which I hate, because I love, as I said before, I love the feel of a comic in your hand and the pages and having it in there instead of just going swipe, 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 move up, move up, move up. I hate that. You know, I believe comics and books it should be something that, like record players, will make a comeback, and there should always be a library, there should always be bookshops and stuff like that. But let me know your thoughts about the whole thing in general, about comics, prices, graphic novels, online comics. Granted, online comics, there are some countries that don't have comic books. They don't have comic book shops, and the only way to read the stories is online. Same as some TV shows you might not get out there. So, let us know your whole thoughts about the whole process, okay? Your arguments for, your arguments against, what you hate about them and what you love about them. Or do you share my ideals, and graphic novels is good? Yeah, it's worth the wait, you know, for a story. You read online about the story, and says, oh, that story sounds good, or you look at a website, read what the story is, right, I'll order that. It's not coming, I'll wait until paperback. So yeah, you could be like a year behind people that have read it in the comics, but you've got it as a one package. You've got the whole thing. I'm waiting for Injustice Year 4 to come down in price just now. It's in hardback just now, so I'm waiting for the paperback, and to me they're brilliant. I don't even need to read the inside of those comic books to know that I'm going to enjoy it. You know, and that's probably why I enjoy BVS so much. It's because similarities. So let me know your thoughts about comics and everything else. Comment below, subscribe below, and we'll talk again. Oh, real soon as in like just now. So yeah, I'll be doing a trailer reaction for Justice League, and I'll ask my old friend Superman maybe a month or two later, till I get the time to ask him what Superman thought about the trailer for Justice League, and hopefully that'll put a smile on your face too. Thank you, and thanks for watching. Be positive out there.